All right, guys. Hey, this is Rob, Atomic Wire. I just wanted to go back and kind of do my spoiler review of Halloween Ends. So I know I put a few words out there today that said that, and I said basically 6 out of 10 stars, that it's not bad. And it's not bad. But this is where I think the movie actually failed. Okay. And this is spoiler filled. So if you haven't watched the movie and if you don't want to be spoiled, then you might want to well, pause or go away. Okay, so hear me out. So the story starts in 2018, right? And we basically go to a house that Corey is, and you guys will see Corey. Corey ends up babysitting, and while he's babysitting, things get kind of fucked up. And at the end, shit, he ends up killing a kid. And the way he ends up killing a kid, it wasn't intentional, right? It wasn't intentional. He ends up, the kid's a brat, all right? And it was actually a pretty good death scene. It was a pretty impressive death scene, okay? So he's babysitting. Parents are out at a Halloween party, right? By this time, we think that Michael Myers is done, right? But they still keep on talking about Michael Myers. And they're watching a horror film. The kid's not supposed to be watching a horror film. Corey goes to the kitchen to get a snack. He's debating if he's going to drink a beer. He hears some noises, and this kid's fucking with them, right? This kid is definitely fucking with them. And Corey goes upstairs. He ends up going into the attic, and this little fucker ends up locking him inside the attic. Corey's trying to get out. He's kind of freaking out a little bit. And lo and behold, he kicks the door down. And while he kicks the door, this little bastard is on the other side. And he falls down the balcony, down the stairs, and he fucking breaks his neck and he dies. That scene was pretty good. So it starts off pretty good. Okay. Throughout the movie, right, we end up, there's a lot of social commentary. And the social commentary is that somehow we're the ones that are creating the killers. And look, man, I don't think we're the ones creating the killers. And the big question arises is Michael a force of nature, right? Is he a force of evil, or is he just a man? And we're not quite sure. At least at the end of this movie, I'm not quite sure what the director is trying to tell us. Is he or is he not? Because throughout the shit since 1978, Michael's been fucking burned. He's been stabbed. He's been shot. Is he supernatural or not? Right? I'd like to know. He's a force of evil, right? He's survived everything. Jesus Christ, he's been shot a couple dozen times, right? He's been stabbed a bunch of times. Fingers fucking cut off, right? So again, this is what Michael Myers, has gone through, and I'm kind of left with not knowing what this guy is. All right, so let's go back to this. So Corey doesn't end up doing any time because, it was an accident. But people around town still consider him a killer. They call him a fucking like the psycho babysitter and all that shit, right? Now, the one thing that is it was kind of goofy was that Laurie actually tries to set up Corey because she feels bad for Corey with Allison, right? Like set up like to go on a date, and Corey and Allison actually do go on a date, and Allison falls for this guy, but this cat that basically Corey's been bullied by this town is what the filmmakers are trying to tell us, and it's because of these actions that eventually, okay, and I'm not going to give you all the spoilers. I'm not going to give a rundown of everything. Is that eventually he has a meeting with Michael Myers, and it's almost as if Michael Myers, okay, is making him like his sidekick, if you want to say that. So a lot of people have been assuming, oh shit, Corey is you know, he's like a copycat killer. No, he's not a copycat killer. You know, he has he's pushed. This is what the filmmakers are trying to tell us. He's pushed to become this killer, right? Because he's been bullied, and because he's been bullied, he goes and starts killing people, right? The first person he fucking kills is a homeless guy. Then he ends up killing Allison's boss and a coworker, and the reason they get killed is because they were basically well, Allison didn't get a promotion. And because Allison doesn't get a promotion, Corey ends up fucking killing the doctor, okay? The doctor. And it's a pretty good death scene, okay? Now, when he does this, he's not dressed as Michael Myers. I want to be very clear. He has a plastic mask of a scarecrow. Alrighty, so okay, he kills him, and then the Allison's coworker, who happens to be fucking the doctor, okay, she gets killed by Michael because Michael's there, and well, Corey gets even more motivated. Now, I think this is a missed opportunity. Let me just touch base on something, okay? I understand that Hollywood's gotten a little woke on certain things, and they've cut down on a lot of things. Well, I think they missed an opportunity to give us a little bit of throwback. Listen, I'm an adult. I don't care if I see boobs or not. But there was a scene that if this movie would have been made in the 80s or the 70s, there would have definitely been a little bit of nudity because it made sense. I think, we get these great gruesome deaths, but they're afraid to show nudity. Guys, go watch Game of Thrones. There's a lot of nudity, so I don't think it's a big deal. I think it was a missed opportunity. It is what it is. But let me go back to this. The death scene where the coworker gets killed. Look, Corey is literally seeing Michael fucking kill this woman, and this woman gets fucking stabbed, and she's fucking just stabbed, and she's stuck on the fucking wall, okay? Again, I dug this death scene. What I don't like, and I'll go back to this, is... listen, the social commentary that we as a society are creating the killers, guys, it's not the case, right? Sometimes people are just fucking twisted. We didn't create Hitler. We didn't create Mao. We didn't create Castro. We didn't create Dahmer, right? People are just sometimes fucked up. And, in this movie, it's the same thing, right? And if we go back to, Freddy Krueger, he was already, like Freddy Krueger, right, was already sick and fucked up, and he was fucking raping kids and killing kids, whatever it was, and his parents, yeah, but he was already fucked up, right? So we don't need to make an excuse of why killers are killers, right? They're just fucking killers. And let's stop trying to blame the town for it, alrighty? So, at the end, yes, there's a scene where Corey ends up kind of like wrestling, right? Because at the end, he wants, I'm not going to spoil everything. He does end up donning the mask, okay? And it was foreshadowed throughout the entire movie. He works as a mechanic, as a welder at some junkyard, right? He's kind of already wearing the coveralls. The moment he was wearing the coveralls, I'm looking over at my wife and I'm like, okay, that's obvious. And again, we kind of knew it, right? We kind of knew what was going to happen. So a lot of people have been assuming, did Laurie die, right? Listen, spoiler alert, yeah, she doesn't fucking kill herself, or she doesn't die. She threatens to kill herself, but that was a little trick. And she doesn't die, okay? I think the movie would have been more powerful, actually, if Laurie would have finally died. All right, let's move on. If Halloween ends, then Michael should have died, and so should have Laurie. And by the way, does Michael Myers die? Listen, his death, okay, there's no way of him coming back, right? Because they fucking chopped him up to bits. They put him in an auto dismantler after he's finally, stabbed, 3 times, 4 times by Laurie and also by Allison, okay? He ends up being paraded through town which was kind of goofy, but it is what it is. Okay, paraded through town, taken to the same junkyard that Corey worked on. And there was a little bit of a foreshadowing early on in the movie when they show this auto dismantler kind of tearing cars apart, right? And they end up literally throwing his body up there in there, and he gets fucking shredded, right? So if somehow Michael Myers comes back, then he's obviously, right, a force of evil, right? We're talking Freddy Krueger, right? Now we're talking, demonic instead of just a man, right? And the one thing that I would like to ask David Gordon Green, right, and the guys who produced this movie, even Ryan Rotten or Ryan Turek, right? He goes by Ryan Turek now. He was an old blogger that now is producing movies. Congratulations there, Ryan. So is he a man or is he a force of evil? And, time will tell if we end up getting a sequel to this. Now, do I think there's going to be a sequel? Listen, right? It kind of reminds me of when Kiss does their farewell tour, right? Kiss has been going on a farewell tour for fucking the last 10 years. And then a year later, it's like, oh, we're back. We'll see what happens. What do I think? I'm not going to get into details, but in the next couple days, myself and a couple friends are going to go online and we're going to discuss where we think the franchise will go. Okay? And stay tuned for that. But again, is it a fail? It failed because there was missed opportunities. Are you going to enjoy the movie? Shit. You're not paying for it on Peacock, right? So watch it and see it, and it is what it is. Is it better than Halloween Kills? It's definitely better than Halloween Kills. I still stand by my early review that I give it 6 out of 10 stars because the fucking death scene of that kid was amazing, and that little fucker deserved it. Okay? Alrighty. Besides that, a lot of missed opportunities. I'll say this thing. I, for a split second, thought that maybe Allison was going to maybe don Michael Myers' mask. Okay? I thought she was going to put that Captain Kirk mask on and she might have done some killing because she does get kind of twisted up with Corey, right? And they had this weird bond. And I'm like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of crazy. Maybe, and I was kind of looking forward to that. It didn't happen. I think, if anything, that could have been a missed opportunity. Maybe we could have got a spinoff of fucking Allison going off and being a serial killer somewhere else, because of all the shit that she's gone through. Her fucking mommy, her fucking daddy been killed, or killed by Michael Myers. Her grandmother was fucking chased around for fucking 40 years, by Michael Myers. I thought that maybe that might be a spinoff where she goes, maybe we're going to explore that in the next day when we kind of do another review with a couple friends. Okay, all right, guys? So listen, this is my spoiler-filled review. Sorry that I dropped some F-bombs. Hopefully YouTube or Rumble doesn't, freak out that I'm kind of cussing on the air. Alrighty, guys? Take care. Again, Rob from Atomic Wire. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We need your support. Thank you.